Hey everyone, welcome back again. We're carrying on the Fargo here on the wiring. Going to get things routed and mounted and start wiring in all the lights and everything. I just wanted to show you something on this wiring harness. So we are going to run LED bulbs on all of the park lights and tail lights, turn signals and such. So these come with just a regular flasher. They're actually pretty cheap garbage, you just throw them away. But to run LEDs you have to use an electronic flasher. It's got a little different design inside because with LEDs there's no load when you turn the lights on because they draw so little power, so there's not enough heat buildup to switch a flasher. And on my 28 Dodge, what I found, it took me almost 2 days to figure out why I couldn't get my lights to flash or do anything. And going from LED or from incandescent to LED, the two wires that hook to the flasher are backwards. So you have to unpin them and switch their position, and then everything works. So I'm hoping this harness is the same as the last one, but I would imagine it is. So I've switched them before I put it in just to make it a little bit easier. And that's on both of them. You got the one here for turn signals and the one up here for your four-way flashers. So I've got the fuse panel mounted into the holder. Now I've got to feed all this in through the dash there, get everything bolted up, and then I can start running my wires out to the zones. Hey everyone, welcome back. Boy, did I ever drop the ball on this video for you guys. I started it on January 16th and here it is the 25th, and I haven't done any filming. I don't know, just been busier than hell. Last weekend, Darcy, the owner of the Fargo, came down and we had another marathon weekend. Worked our asses off getting a bunch of stuff done. I'll just show you what we got going, what we got done. So we've got the front clip is back on, permanent. We have everything adjusted. All of the mounts are tight. Everything's in place. We've got the brake system all buttoned up. We've got the brake spread. We have front and rear brakes. Everything's working there. I've got the e-brake system done. I'll take you underneath in a little bit here and show you what I had to manufacture for that. I've got all of the wiring out to its zones. I've got the replacement LED headlights installed and wired. They're up and working with a little bit of screwing around. I don't have the battery in yet. We have the battery box installed. What else do we have here? I got all of the components for the rad support and everything all painted and ready to go, so we can put those in. I have to modify the transmission cooler lines. This used to have an external transmission cooler, and I'm going to go with the one that is in the radiator that I ordered. On the inside, I've got the wiring sorted. I've got the ignition switch is installed and connected. The park brake handle is mounted. I think I was in the last video. I have to modify this one AC outlet because my flasher is right behind it. I'm just going to drop it by 1.25 inches or so. Got the AC box installed, mounted, just running the ducts on it, which is proving to be quite a chore. Pretty tight to get in there to get all that stuff done. What else do we have? Seat belts arrived. Waiting for parts has just become just a nightmare. Seems like all you ever do is wait. My headlight switch came in, so now I can finish up wiring the headlights and go from there. So I'll just take you underneath. I'll lift the truck up here and I'll come grab you and I'll show you the e-brake setup. On here I got some wires gonna get tangled up. Don't need that. Okay, I'm back, and naturally I left my light up top, so I'll have to grab a different one. So if you notice here, we've got the old rims back on. Getting tires is a real pain in the ass. There isn't much available. When I ordered the 4 tires, they didn't have the size I wanted for the front. And I don't know if it was a misunderstanding or my tire guy said that they've changed the way they measure tires, and now there's a ratio between width and sidewall height. And anyhow, what happened is these tires are 2 inches too short. Their diameter, we need 29 inches, and these are 27.2. So what it's done is screw with the ride height really bad. And we're just waiting. He's trying to find me the proper size tires so that we can swap the front ones out here. So waiting on those. On the e-brake, grab the light here, get underneath. So at the front, I had to build, see if I can get some light up there, a custom bracket to mount the where the cable comes through from the firewall. Then from there, I had to put a support here. I just made a little pigtail out of some 5/16 steel rod with an adjustable nut through the frame. Back here, I had to build a mount to hold the 2 cables that go to the back. And then I used a piece of 3/4 double D steering rod to make a bar that equalizes the two brake cables. So then they come back, hook into the rear disc brakes, and that's all good to go. I got, the other thing I was waiting for was my band clamps for the exhaust. They finally arrived yesterday, so I was able to button up the exhaust here as well. So next I'm going to continue with wiring. I've got the new light switch came in. I can get it modified. It has a few issues that I have to deal with. Dodge, I think I mentioned this before too, they have 2 power feeds that go to the light switch, and what I'm going to do is just join the 2 together because the wiring is different from GM to Dodge. So these 2 wires will have to get joined together, and I'll feed the 2 spots from one circuit, and everything will be fine on that. So I also got my oil pressure line kit. This truck had a mechanical gauge from the factory. We're going to reuse that. So I've got the instrument cluster. Darcy took it home, cleaned it all up. They repainted all of the needles with fluorescent orange, special gauge paint. And we'll get that all installed and changed everything to LED inside it as well. So anyhow, guys, we'll be back here once I get a little bit more done. Okay guys, we're finally back to finish this video off. Like I said, it's started on the 16th. I did my last update on the 27th, or sorry, on the 25th, and today's the 27th. So this is the aluminum storage box we have in the bed of the truck that has the compressor, the controller, the computer, and all of our wiring for everything at the back of the truck. What I've done is, we got the lens cap flipping all over the place here. So we've got, this is the computer for the air ride. We got 3 fuses here, all for the air ride. What I've done in the center here is I brought some 10 gauge wire back, 8 gauge wire back from the battery to direct feed everything back here. I took 2 2-inch by 1 1/4 inch pieces of cutting board, 1/4 inch cutting boards. You can buy them at Walmart. They're like $6. Cut them up. They make great insulators. They make really nice license plate backers and stuff like that. I drilled 1/4 inch hole through the front piece, and I countersunk in halfway through the back piece and put a 1/4 inch bolt sandwiched in between with a star washer. That gives me a power stud that I can run all my powers for all of my accessories and stuff back here. Then I put in a little bus bar here for all my grounds. I have my fuel pump relay, and on the front of the box right here is the relay for the compressor. All my lines come in. I got the 4 lines for the control, 1 for each corner. I've got the compressor feed coming in here, that's the line from the tank, and then there's another line here that comes off of the compressor. So that's about it back here. I'll just take you up front and we'll show you what I've got done there. Okay, up in the cab area here, I've still got a little wiring left to do. I've got 2 wires here. One was for power windows, one is for power door locks. The power door lock one is going to be used to run the electric seats, and then I'm going to use probably the radio circuit because we don't have a radio. It'll be Bluetooth from a phone. I'm going to use it to run the heat in the seats that came with this particular vehicle. So I've got the dash installed temporarily. Still have some stuff to do in the back side. I'll just turn the key on. Okay, we got turn signals. We have instrument lights. The light for the shifter comes on. We have headlights up front. Let's just check the high beams. We have the high beam indicator. All of that stuff's working. I'll just go up front here, show you the headlights. They're super bright. LEDs. We put LED bulbs all the way around in this just because they're so much brighter. The 2 in the back. We got red LEDs by accident, so that's what I had to install in the front as well. And they're pretty bright, but I'm waiting for some amber ones to come. So I'll just take you around to the other side. I've got the heater boxes installed. I got the 2 hardest ducts hooked up. This morning I spent 2 hours figuring out all my AC lines, put in a big order for all of that stuff. I spent, I think it was about almost 3 days installing the AC condenser out of the Aspen, only to find out that there's no one makes any kind of fittings or hoses that will adapt to stock Chrysler stuff. You have to use the stock Chrysler stuff. So now we have to throw this all away, and I have a aftermarket condenser coming that will be much easier to hook up to. So over here we got the computerized air ride control. I've got it come up through the floor here. It'll go into the console, be hooked on a Velcro. That was upside down. That won't work. It doesn't show up very well on the... Well, we got pressures for all 4 corners. Each corner is adjustable, and then there's 5 presets, which I haven't figured out how to do the programming on it yet. But I'll just set you in the tripod here, and we'll pop her up and down a couple times here and show you what it looks like. See if I can Get your position so you can see. As you can see, we've got the old wheels on. We're waiting for some proper size tires to come in. That'll be next week. See if we can make this work. Move down. Going back up again. We're making good progress. I've got a little bit of wiring to clean up on the inside, which I'm hoping I can get finished tomorrow. Get that all buttoned up, put away. I found out that it's got an amp meter, not a volt gauge, so I have to change some of the wiring. I have to run the main wire from the starter solenoid to the amp gauge, from the amp gauge to the fuse box. So if it wasn't for redoing stuff, I'd probably been done this project a long time ago, but I'll bring you back on the next video, and that one is probably going to be based around modifying the Hemi wiring harness to make it run without all the extra crap that they put in that we don't need. So anyhow guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for subscribing, and take care. We'll catch you on the next one.